Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I am Bailey from Glowforge, and you might have seen me in your email inbox or on your Facebook feed before, but today we have some prints for you that we've never done before, and I'm really excited to share them with you. Now, we actually have a team of Glowforge experts live in chat right now. So if you have questions about your Glowforge or questions about getting a Glowforge, go ahead and ask them anytime. I have got two friends with me here today. Nick.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We know your time is really precious and we're grateful you chose to spend it with us. My name's Nick. I'm one of the content producers here at Glowforge, and if you've seen any of our photography or video, chances are you've seen my work. And today I'm really excited to share with you how to design for Glowforge and sharing some of the tips and tricks that I've learned in my 5 years now here at the company. And in addition, we've got Ellen joining us today. Hey Ellen, how are you?
Hi Nick, thanks so much for introducing me. I am so excited to be here with all of you today to show you what it looks like to print on your Glowforge. My name is Ellen and I am a social media person here at Glowforge. That just means that if you've seen us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I am most likely the person that you're going to talk to if you reach out to me. I have the best job in the world for me, of course, because I get to connect with our Glowforge owners on social media. I get to see the amazing things that everyone is printing every day. So I'm super excited to share that with you today and also some prints.
Thanks, you too. So I don't know about y'all, but I've been spending a lot of time lately at home and getting my house organized. So first, I'm gonna print something straight from the Glowforge catalog. So if you're not a designer like myself, or you need a quick project or gift to bring to a dinner party, that kind of thing, this is perfect for you. Then, like Nick mentioned, he's going to show us how to design for Glowforge in really easy, simple ways. I promise you can do it. And last, Ellen is going to customize something that she just picked up off of Amazon, and we actually decided to show you one of our most asked for materials, which is fabric. Yes, you can print on fabric. But first, actually, our CEO, Dan, he couldn't join us for the full time today, but he wanted to drop by and say hello, so I think we've got him here. Hey, Dan, how are ya?
Thanks, Bailey. Thanks for letting me crash the show. I got to tell you, I am so excited to be here because you are one of the most important people in our company. You are the reason we get up every morning and go into work or go down to the basement, as the case may be here, because you are thinking about what Glowforge ownership could do for you. You're thinking about what having something like this in your home or office could do to transform your life. Maybe you're thinking about taking your hobby to the next level. Maybe you're thinking about how you can do something with your kids that's going to transform the way they think about making things instead of buying them. Maybe you're about to launch a business or scaling a business that you have already. Whatever it is, we're going to try and show you everything you need to know to make your decision, how easy it is to print, how powerful and fast the machine is. And the whole time we'll be answering your questions, so anything you want to know, we've got you covered. My goal is for you to walk away today knowing if Glowforge ownership is right for you. And okay, I'd be lying if I didn't say my goal is for you to decide yes. But yes or no, I appreciate so much the time you're spending here with us today. I appreciate so much you thinking of our company. And I love the ideas that are going on in your mind right now and the things that you're going to be able to create with your Glowforge if you're able to own one. Thanks so much for joining us today. Bailey, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dan. All right, well, we've got some prints to get to. Oh, but before we get started, I wanted to mention we do have a discount for all of you here today. So if you are on watch.glowforge.com watching this stream right now, scroll down and you'll see that right there. Or just check your email inbox later this afternoon if you've registered for this stream via email. And that will be good for up to $500 off your Glowforge. All right, well, we're gonna get started with the first print now, which I have the pleasure of doing. So I'm gonna print something straight from the Glowforge catalog, which is a secret that not everyone knows about, but it is amazing. There are tons of designs for you there ready to print at the push of a button. There are toys and games, jewelry, gift ideas, and practical items for around the house. Now, this month's design of the month was this retro trailer organizer. So I printed this up at home the other day, a little cooking show action for you. But you can see it's an organizer that might hold pencils or flowers or what have you. It's so clever. It uses a living hinge design right here. So this is all made of wood. And I actually customize it for myself. So I put a little quote on the door, which says, always take the scenic route, and you can see my little dog's face poking out here. And then I just use some paint pens to apply a color directly to the Proofgrade hardwood. All right, I'm gonna click in here because what we're gonna print today is actually the print of the month. Look at this, the retro camper trailer desktop organizer. So just like any of the designs in the catalog, you can buy them to print once or as many times as you want, or what have you. So I actually already downloaded this one since I already printed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my app where I've uploaded it. So here we are just on app.glowforge.com. And you know, the great thing about printing on Glowforge is that you can do it with any device that you can access the internet. So, you know, I'm here on my Mac and I'm just on a web browser. And so this is my dashboard. You can see all the projects that I've done before. And here is the little retro trailer. So I'm gonna go ahead and click to open it. All right, so what we're seeing here is, you know, an overhead camera shot of my Glowforge bed, real time. That's really the piece of material that's in it right now. It looks like I need to move my whole design up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it and then scooch it up so it just fits perfectly on my material. I love that you can move around the designs on your material in real time. It's a great way to save space if you're printing something tiny. Obviously, this design takes up the whole bed, so I'll just go ahead and leave it how we've designed it to fit on there. So, okay, looking over on the left side here, you see medium maple plywood. That's what I've got in there, and that's what the QR code right there is letting the Glowforge know. But if I was using another material, I could just click here and select which one. But with the catalog, I don't have to click anything. The score, cut, and another cut step are already designated for me, and all I have to do is make sure that it's on the material in the way that I want, and then I just go ahead and go over here and press print. Now, what's happening right now is the Glowforge is sending down a little laser that measures the height of the material, and that's to make sure that it is accurate within 1/1000th of an inch. That's the width of a human hair. It is amazing. And it says it's magic time. So once the button is glowing, I can just press it and we can get started. Now today we are printing with Proofgrade. Proofgrade is a line of materials that we selected especially to work perfectly with your Glowforge every single time. And actually your Glowforge will come with a starter pack so that you can get started printing the minute that you've got it out of the box and set up. And trust me, you will want to. But we don't just sell plywoods like I'm using today. We also have hardwoods like cherry, maple, walnut, basswood, tons of gorgeous woods, veg tan leathers, a ton of beautiful acrylics, either clear, colored, everything you could want.
You can see that piece of Proofgrade right there, and there's a little QR sticker right in the corner. There's a camera on the inside of the lid of your Glowforge. So when you put in your Proofgrade material, the camera will take a picture of the QR code and automatically load your settings.
Yeah, and then you'll notice that these all look white because of the masking, but they're not. This is actually some masking that we put on top. It's just a low tack adhesive, and it helps protect your material during the print. When you're done, you just use either your fingernails or, pro tip, I use Gorilla Tape to kind of stick to the material and peel it off perfectly, and oh my gosh, it is so satisfying.
You are not limited to just Proofgrade. You can print on hundreds of materials on your Glowforge, like on a wood cutting board you have laying around the house, or a rock from your backyard. It is so easy to use your Glowforge printer. Just put in your material and you can immediately start printing.
I'd love to show off a couple of the prints that I've been doing recently. A lot of people probably don't know, but I used to be a leather worker before I joined Glowforge, and I've had just the best time exploring that material with lasers. And so here's a great print that anybody out there can do in a weekend. This is a custom dog collar that I created for one of our friends' dogs. It is vegetable tan leather, cut and engraved on the Glowforge, and you can probably see that beautiful pattern right there. And this has got no stitching at all. Just with these couple of bits of hardware, you can have a fully functioning collar, personalized, customized, exactly the right size, and it goes together in just a few moments.
One of our customers, this is actually a print purchase from one of our customers, made this incredible resin wood turtle. So you can see all the colors in there, and I think there's little stones in there to make up this amazing wood printed on a Glowforge and then filled with a little bit of resin. It is just the cutest little sea turtle. Sea turtles are one of my favorite animals.
That's incredible. Now, I couldn't finish without jumping in with one more leather tip that I think everybody out there is going to find super interesting. This, for me, was a groundbreaking moment in Glowforge ownership, and I'm going to show you my personal wallet to do this. Now, this I've been carrying for maybe 4 years, so excuse the fact that it looks a little dirty, but this, again, was all cut on the Glowforge. Every stitch hole was cut, so I could just thread the needle through. It even has this cool pop-up function here. Again, all solid leather. But you'll notice that the design on this wallet, if I can get that to focus just for a second, is pressed into the leather. That's not engraved. And I did that with this. And this is just a piece of 1/4 inch, which we call thick acrylic. I engraved the design to create a stamp, and then I pressed that into the leather. And so this type of thing, typically, if you outsourced this and had it made out of metal, would cost you hundreds of dollars. I took a scrap of acrylic, maybe spent 20 minutes engraving it, and I was able to achieve something like this that has held up to 4 years of use and abuse over time.
You might have seen this up behind me. This guitar was made using the trace function, which Ellen will show us a little later in this stream. So if you can see, there's this gorgeous hand-drawn illustration on here. One of our friends actually drew this. Her husband is a guitarist, and he's in not one, but 2 Seattle area Weezer cover bands. So obviously he needed a custom guitar. But how this works is that the body of the guitar, you can just buy these separate, and it fits in the bed of the Glowforge. So the drawing was done on paper and then captured with the camera and then engraved directly onto the guitar, and you get this incredible custom musical instrument made on a Glowforge.
And like we've shown you here today with Bailey's print example, if you stick with the catalog and with Proofgrade, you're going to get a truly perfect and seamless print experience. But I'll tell you this, I've been at Glowforge now for a while and I consider myself an expert, but if you spend just a few days, maybe a week printing with your printer at home, you'll be able to accomplish at least, I'd say 80% of the prints that I'm doing on the day-to-day.
And if you're like me, you might be thinking, well, I'm not Nick. I can't think of all these incredible things to print, so where do I get ideas from? Let me share 2 of my favorite places. So the first place is the Glowforge Owners Community Forum. If you visit community.glowforge.com right now, you can see thousands of photos from Glowforge owners who have printed some amazing things. And pro tip, there's even a free laser design section there, so you can download a design and immediately print it on your Glowforge. And the second place that I absolutely love visiting is #Glowforge on Instagram. There are hundreds of thousands of posts on there from Glowforge owners who are sharing the amazing things that they're printing every day. I definitely get inspired by the amazing things that they do all the time.
Yeah, and when Ellen says that you can get started printing right away, she is not kidding. I'm telling you. Our customers tell us that most of them are printing within 30 minutes of the Glowforge box landing on their doorstep. And I know it was something that is a point of anxiety for some folks is setting up a laser in their home, but actually setup is so easy, right, Nick?
That's right, 3 super simple steps. Number 1, you need Wi-Fi, regular power, and a friend, and you're gonna carefully lift that Glowforge out of the box. It's pretty heavy, so it's just good to have a friend to help you with that. Number 2, set it on a surface and remove all of the packing material. There's a few orange little screws and bits of foam that you'll need to pull out. And step 3, after you've plugged it in, go to setup.glowforge.com and follow the steps. That's all you need to do. And within 30 minutes, just like Bailey said, you'll be printing or have finished printing.
And you really can do this. My dad just got an iPhone a few years ago. He got a Glowforge Pro a few months ago, and I knew it was coming that day, and he texted me, you know, it was coming. And then I didn't hear anything from him for a few hours, and then I got a text that was a photo of a little box that he'd already made, printed, put together, and customized with engraves of castles from Scotland from the trip that we went on together last summer. So if my dad
That's
can
incredible.
do it, everyone can, yeah. Well, Nick, I think it is your turn to wow us with some design skills, right?
That's right, yeah, I'm super excited to share this with you. We get this question a lot, and that is, how do I tell Glowforge to cut, score, and engrave? And
Yes.
It's super simple, I promise you. All we do is use a couple of different colors, a combination of shapes that are filled with color and shapes that are outlined with color, and Glowforge can read that in whatever way you like. So if you want to follow me over to my computer, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start with Google Slides. free piece of design software that anyone can use and that can output files that can be printed directly from your Glowforge within just a couple of minutes.
And Nick, are you going to show us what you're printing today or keep that secret?
Oh yeah, great point, Bailey. Let's do a little reveal, cooking show style like you mentioned.
Exactly.
Now, sticking with our theme of organization, what I've got today is something really simple but really useful. Now, I've got two different versions of these, but these are organizers for your closet, for either at home or maybe when you take a trip to a local Airbnb, but we've got a place to store masks, scarves. This particular one has got a spot for some earrings and other jewelry as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I've got a couple of different designs too. Here's another version. This one's printed out of white, 1/4-inch thick acrylic, so it's really sturdy. And this one's got a spot at the top for belts, masks, scarves, and then a second hook at the bottom, maybe for something else that you're storing. And so that's what we're going to be printing today.
Oh, so useful. I love it.
All right, so here we are in Google Slides. Again, like I said, piece of web-based software. Anyone can access this. And I'm going to show you how to design something that you can cut, score, and engrave, which are the three basic print operations in your Glowforge. So I'm going to grab a shape to demonstrate this. Doesn't matter what it is for this particular example. I'm going to pick this one. Now, Glowforge can cut things. How do we tell Glowforge to cut? Very simple. We take this shape, we remove any color that's inside the shape, and we set the outline of that shape to any color we like. In this example, I've got black. Super simple. If we send this to Glowforge, we can cut that shape out. Now, what if we wanted to score that shape, which is just like cutting, but not going all the way through the material? Well, what I can do is make a copy of this and change the color of the outline. Now, the colors here don't matter at all. The main and the important part is that we use different colors to differentiate the different print steps. So in this instance, I can choose cut for this black square and score for this pink square. Now, let's say we wanted to engrave the shape. Well, you might have guessed exactly how to do this already based on what we're doing so far. All I have to do is remove the stroke from the outside, add a fill, any color that we like. And again, when we send this to Glowforge, we can tell it to engrave this one, score this one, and cut this one.
Perfect.
And just very simply, by using those different combinations of colors and lines and fills, we can create a design. And if you follow me over to Adobe Illustrator, which is my design program of choice, you'll be able to see the two designs that we're working with today. And I'm going to show you how to apply that technique in a real life example.
Okay.
So let's focus on this triangular version here. You can see everything right now is black. And if I send this to Glowforge, we can cut, score, and engrave it, but we can't do all three. So all I need to do is start changing some of these colors. I'm going to leave the outline as black because I want that to be a cut. I'm going to select this inside line, which is just a decorative score to make things look pretty. And I'm going to change the color to a pink. And then let's say I wanted to make Glowforge print these circles differently. We could engrave them, cut them, or just change the order of the print steps. Again, we'll select them, we'll change the color. And that way, when we save our design, Glowforge is going to be able to separate these elements into different print steps so we can cut, score, and engrave. And let me show you exactly what that looks like. Now, top tip here, in terms of file types, Glowforge can accept lots of different ones, but I always prefer a PDF. So in this case, we're going to go File, Save As, we'll choose a PDF, and then we'll be able to upload that straight to the design software. All right, so let's switch to the Glowforge app. This is app.glowforge.com, like Bailey said, accessible from anything that can access the internet. And what you're looking at right now is my dashboard. It's all the different prints that I've done recently. And if I want to upload the PDF we just created, we're going to click Create and Upload, or like I have already, open it from my dashboard just here. And so here you can see our design superimposed onto our material. And this is my favorite feature of Glowforge. I can see what's inside the bed. And this is wonderful because I can work super efficiently and super effectively with the material I'm using. Let me show you an example. For this particular print, I don't want to just put it in the middle of the sheet like this. So I'm going to grab it, move it up to this top left corner, and make sure we're reducing the amount of waste completely. Now, we're not going to print this other design today, so I'm going to select that, hit delete, just to remove it. And we can see, based on what we just did, we've got 3 print steps on the left-hand side. Now, these are all based on those 3 colors that we just set up in our software. We have the little holes that we set as green, we have the inside lines we set to be pink, and we have the outside lines that we set to be black. And you'll notice that when we click into these, we can choose engrave, cut, or score for any of these details. Now, this print is super simple, so all I'm going to do is choose the holes and set those to be a Proofgrade cut. I'm going to select the inside line, set that to be a Proofgrade score like this. And you'll notice it's defaulted to draft. We have a few different options here. I'm going to switch it to high quality because I want this to look really nice.
Oh yeah.
And then finally, the last step, we have a cut step. And that one is automatically set up for us, so we're good to go.
Perfect.
And that, in essence, is it. That is how simple it is to create something to print on your Glowforge. So next step, the most fun bit probably, let's hit print, and we'll upload that design right to the printer. So that's all uploaded, and as you can see, in just 7.5 minutes, we're going to have a completely custom closet organizer to house whatever accessories we want to organize.
Not bad. 7 minutes.
Oh, it's great. Now, the really fun part. I said pressing print was the fun part in the software, but really, we want to be hitting that glowing button on the printer.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Yay, the button is my favorite part.
So we hit the printer, we see that. The head starts to move across. All right, so you can see how quickly this is moving now. I deliberately set those little circles to print first so you can see just how quickly Glowforge can be. And in just a matter of moments, it's cut all of those little tiny details perfectly circular to store those earrings that are part of this design.
It is so satisfying to watch. I love how the tube glows kind of pink. It's gorgeous. I like to turn the lights off in the room and, you know, a little club atmosphere while I'm printing.
I think what we're hearing here is no matter how many times you printed on your Glowforge, it is mesmerizing to watch.
Yeah, just 5 years later and I'm still elbows on the top, leaning in. You know, I waste half an hour of my day quite easily doing that.
And look how fast it's going. I think a lot of folks assume that cutting through a piece of wood would take a long time, but no, it moves through it like butter.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And this, just as a reminder, this is thick maple plywood too. So this material is 1/4 inch thick.
So we just saw Nick use 2 different versions of design programs. Google Slides, which isn't a design program at all, but you can also use other programs like that, like Microsoft PowerPoint, or I use Apple Keynote, which is very similar. But you also have the option of incredible design programs like Adobe Illustrator or even Inkscape, which is free.
That's right. And like I mentioned before, Glowforge can accept lots of different file types. I prefer PDFs because that can create cuts, engraves, scores, all the different print operations. But you can use SVGs if you're using more complicated software, or you can upload your JPEGs, your PNGs, your normal image files that you might download off the internet or take with your phone camera.
And my favorite design tool is using just a pen and paper. You can draw something on a piece of paper and easily put that in your Glowforge, upload your design, and design just using pen and paper.
Yeah, that is so cool. And you know, a really main question that we get all the time is which type of Glowforge should I get? Because I don't know if y'all know, but we do have 3 types of Glowforge: the Glowforge Pro, Glowforge Plus, and Glowforge Basic. So today we're all printing on Glowforge Pros. So that's what this guy is right here. And it's our most popular model. Most people choose to buy it, but they all are the same size and footprint and weight and everything. So you can set it on the same table in your home.
I would not trade my Glowforge Pro for the world because it is our fastest printer model, so it prints 3 times faster than the Glowforge Basic. And I think the most important part for me is that slot in the front. So there's a slot in front of your Glowforge Pro called the pass-through slot, and that's for enormous prints. You can print furniture or all kinds of huge prints using that pass-through slot. You'll just take some material, push it in the front and back of your Glowforge, make your first print, and then connect each print as you push them forward through the slot.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's just on the Glowforge Pro. We also have the Glowforge Plus, which is another premium at-home offering. It's speedier than the Basic. It has the double warranty. And then we've got the Glowforge Basic. And you know what I like to say? The best part of having a Glowforge is having a Glowforge. You can print amazing things on your Glowforge Basic. So whatever you get, you're going to be happy with it. Ellen was just talking about pass-through, and I want to spend just another minute on that because it is so amazing. I would say it's the biggest bonus feature of the Pro. Would you agree with Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. And if I just point over my shoulder here, if I can get my finger in the right spot, that piece of artwork that you can see on the wall is actually a piece of pass-through art. And let me grab it so you can appreciate how big it is.
It is
Now, this thing,
enormous.
I think he's, what, 4 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall? Oh, let me move
Nick
my
for
chair there
scale.
just for a second so you can see. But yeah, look how big that is and how far away I have to stand from the camera for you to see it.
Yeah, and we actually even do sell a Proofgrade material in that 4-foot long length that fits right through, so you can push it through for sign making, or I've seen some really great height charts, that sort of thing.
That's right. And if I just show you really quickly, as you can see, there's a slot in the front of the Glowforge, and I can put the material in here and push it all the way through to the back.
So when you upload your design in the Glowforge app, it'll automatically segment them into the pieces so that you can push them through flawlessly.
Believe it or not, the biggest pass-through project I've seen was 50 feet long on our community forum. Someone posted that there. It's amazing. And I don't know where they got that material, but you should check it out. Another thing I wanted to make sure that we touch on today is ventilation. It is very important that you ventilate your Glowforge out a window or door every time you're printing, but it's super easy. And your Glowforge actually comes with everything you need to ventilate, which is just one thing, a window, a door, and this one thing, which is a aluminum dryer hose, the kind that comes with your dryer. You attach it to the back, throw it out a window, you're good to print.
That's right, super simple. But let's say you're in a position where you're not near a window or a door and you can't ventilate using the standard hose. Well, we have a product that can help with that. It's called the Glowforge Air Filter. It's about the size of a recycling bin. It has one knob on the front to control the airflow, and you just ventilate your Glowforge straight into the Glowforge Air Filter. It's as simple as that.
Fantastic. Now, Nick, speaking of printing, has your print finished up?
Oh yeah, let me grab it from the machine and I'll show you.
Perfect, let's see it.
Now, I'm gonna pull this right out of our material. And I should mention too, that once your print's finished, you can pick it up right away. It's not hot, it's safe to touch. And here is what we made. Now
Looks
this,
awesome.
look at that. Now again, 1/4 inch thick, piece of Proofgrade maple plywood, so you can see that beautiful wood grain. It's super strong and sturdy, and this slips right over the rod in your closet to store your garments.
All right, Ellen, I believe that you are now going to print for us on a few things that you picked up on Amazon. Is that right?
Yes, I am so excited to print on this. So as I mentioned before, I am the social media person behind all of Glowforge, so I get to see the incredible things that Glowforge owners print all the time, and they definitely don't limit themselves to Proofgrade materials, so we won't here either. So today I've got an exciting print for you. I'm going to be printing on this fabric canvas bag, and I'm going to add a little bit of personalization on there. I'll show you what it looks like to find a design online and then use what we call trace to design with a piece of pen and paper. So if you want to follow me over to my Glowforge over here, let's get started. So here I am inside of the Glowforge app, and I'm just going to open up one of the designs that I already found from the internet. I just downloaded this cute pencil because we'll be printing on this canvas bag. So I'm going to take my canvas bag over here, and when I open up my Glowforge, like I mentioned, there is a camera on the inside of your lid right here that's going to take a picture of it. So when I close my Glowforge lid here, we'll see the canvas bag appear inside of my app, just like magic. And there it just appeared. So now I'm just gonna take my design and I'm gonna resize it here just like that. And you can also rotate it or you can even flip it, but I'm gonna drag this down to the corner right here and then just pull it off to the side. And then if you wanna follow me over to my Glowforge, I am going to show you what it looks like to create your design using pen and paper. So here I've got my Sharpie and I'm just going to create my design and I'm going to make it say Ellen, and let's add a little heart maybe at the end just like that. And now I'm just going to take that piece of paper and I'll put it inside of my Glowforge again. And we'll be able to see my design appear inside of the Glowforge app just like we did before. And there it just appeared. So all I have to do is import artwork, select trace, and then I'll be able to just make a little box around the design that I just did, place that artwork down, and then I'll be able to drag and drop it in place. And again, I can resize this just like the other one. So let's pull this over here down next to my little graphic so it'll look like I just finished drawing my heart with the pencil. We'll pull out this piece here really quickly. And now since I'm printing on a non-Proofgrade material, I'll need to select settings for my canvas bag. So here I'll just come over to canvas bag, which I've already saved as a custom setting, and I'll click canvas bag, and then we've got all the settings ready to print on our Glowforge. So here, all I have to do is click print off in the upper right corner, and we'll get started. And that print's only gonna take 4 minutes, so let's do my favorite part, which is pressing the glowing button. I also like to do a little dance, so let's dance a little bit. Push that button. Now I'm printing on this canvas bag that I just bought from Amazon, but I've seen Glowforge owners print on the strangest things that are so unexpected, like pumpkin pie or even jeans too. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
And you can pick up stuff from the store just like Amazon, like I mentioned, or a ton of things from around your house, like a leather wallet that you engrave with your initials. I've seen such beautiful creations from Glowforge owners.
Yeah, it is amazing the things that people experiment with. I personally have seen macaroons, marshmallows. I guess food is quite popular for events and that kind of thing. But if you start looking at the world around you with an eye for what could I put in my Glowforge, the possibilities will really open up, let me tell you. And it's pretty easy to use settings on non-Proofgrade materials. There's manual settings that like speed and power that you can manipulate, and you can find tons of setting guides just on our community.glowforge.com site. If you want to print on a pumpkin pie, trust me, somebody else has done it before, and they've probably shared the settings with you there. So that's a great starting point.
Wow, and look at that. And I mean, I really want to point out how much versatility we have in the Glowforge and how great this print is at demonstrating that. And the print that I did and Bailey did, this Glowforge printer was cutting through solid wood. And yet here we are with a delicate piece of fabric engraving the surface of it. We're not burning all the way through, we're just discoloring the surface to get a permanent mark on that product.
You know, Ellen, when I saw all those things that you bought on Amazon, I was thinking, gosh, I would love to buy something like that personalized for myself. I think it could be perfect for a business, right? And actually tons of our customers cannot help themselves but to start businesses, right? Sometimes they buy a Glowforge just, you know, to use it for fun as a hobby, and then their friends and family see the things that they're making and they're like, hey, could you make me one? And then it turns into a full-blown business. I've heard that story more than once.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I get, you know, DMs or private messages from Glowforge owners telling me that they didn't really mean to start a business, but people have been asking for their prints, and so they started one, and now they've paid off their Glowforge printer.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, some people already have a business and they add a Glowforge to the business to either make it faster or more efficient, or to be able to add customizations that they weren't able to offer before, and their customers love it. And like we said earlier, when you customize something, you can sell it for quite a bit more. We actually have some of our customer stories here to share with you today, so let's watch those.
When I started my business, I guess it was more of what you'd call like a side hustle. I was creating for the sake of creating, and if I made a little money too, you know, that's great.
When I first got my Glowforge, if you had asked me, I could not have told you that this is where I'd be today. I had no intention of becoming an international toy designer.
Glowforge adds not just fiscal value to our business, but a whole bunch of creative value.
It has just been the best decision I've made for my business. With the Glowforge, having an idea, making it, and having it on my store by the end of the night.
I started doing what I love, and I've managed to make a business out of it that I'm really proud of.
It really brings our personalization to our computers to the next level, but there's so many things you can do with this. Really, the sky's the limit with your creativity.
Now I'm kind of the person that people come to when they want a pendant for their own business. It's just been a super inspirational and fun journey.
It feels now like it was the natural culmination of the things that I love, and then having this amazing machine that allowed me to bring those ideas to life.
We love using our Glowforge. We're going to continue to use it and personalize so many different things. We can't wait to see what we can do with it next.
You know what I love about that video and those customers is that they're kind of all at different parts of their journey. Like, one didn't have a business, one is leveling up a business, and one has managed to start an international toy business on Amazon accidentally. So that's just the kind of magical things that might happen when you get a Glowforge.
Speaking of magical, my canvas bag print just finished up, so I'm gonna go over there and grab it right now. So here we are with my design, and I'm just gonna pick up this piece of paper that I drew it on, and look at that. An exact copy of my handwriting printed on my canvas bag. So cute. You can see how it's so easy to personalize prints like this. I actually wanted to share. Bailey and Nick have not seen this before, so I'm gonna show you what I just made. I made this little frame of me, my puppy, and my fiance of like little Polaroids. So I made this print myself, and it's some home decor, but it's so easy to make personalized items that will fit perfectly for, you know, your home, or just the amazing gift that's personalized for a friend. And I absolutely love this. So obviously,
that's so clever, Ellen. And you know, Ellen, sometimes I'm jealous of your job because I think you get to spend quite a bit of time checking out all of the amazing projects that are on #Glowforge on Instagram, which I know is like the ultimate place to find Glowforge inspiration. You can hardly help getting lost down a rabbit hole there.
Oh, absolutely. And this definitely was not a completely original Ellen idea. This was definitely inspired off of someone else's incredible work. So it's just a great community where you can see what other folks are doing and then, create something on your own based off of theirs or, just in collaboration. It's really great.
Yeah, and I think there's more than like 130,000 hashtag Glowforge posts, which to me personally blows my mind because I think I did the first hashtag Glowforge on Instagram back in 2015 when I started our Instagram account. So it is just really special and incredible for me to look at it now and see everyone on there posting all day. So I actually pulled some of my favorite projects so that you can see them. So, okay, first, there's this amazing cutting board. Now, this is probably a cutting board that they bought off, Amazon or eBay, something like that, but they made it so special by using a family member's handwriting, a handwritten recipe. And so that will be just a keepsake forever, I can only imagine. Okay, next, this one, just wow. It is some leather armor. Looks like it might be cosplay or, Ren Fair. I'm not really sure what era or what, world that might be from, but it is really incredible. Next up, this one. This is kind of like a layered wood and paint kind of project, which I think I could probably attempt something like this at home. I also love to paint, and I love combining two mediums like that. And then this next one is, it's kind of like a large flower, and it's actually backlit. It's a mandala sort of flower, and I saw a few more photos of this, and it's actually hung on the outside of someone's home, like in an outdoor eating area, and it's massive. Very, very cool. This next one, this is actually done with pass-through. So you can see that it's like, 6 feet tall, 5 feet tall. It's a measuring chart for, your kids. Rather than maybe marking on the wall, you can have one that leans against the wall, and I think those have been particularly popular to make and sell. The next one is this cool little organizer going along with our theme of organization here. And it's actually for essential oils, which I love to diffuse essential oils into my workspace. I'm a big sweet orange fan. Great for working. But they go everywhere. I just have them in a little bowl. So this clever little organizer, it's perfect for your custom collection. And then last but not least, this is a perpetual calendar that has a bunch of moving gears. So like 4 different parts of it move. You can shift the day of the week, you can shift the month, you can shift the time, and it all moves together perfectly in sync. And wow, Glowforge owners are amazing. Well, I think we are just about out of time here today, but I want to thank all of you for joining us. And make sure if you have any last-minute questions, you can throw them in chat right now. Our team of experts is still there, and we'll hang out for a bit afterwards to make sure you get those answered. But it was so fun printing this with you today. I'm just going to show you my finished version again. This one was really special to me that I got to do a little camper. My husband and I actually, during this past year, we took a 4-week road trip, and it was not with a camper, but we loved road tripping together so much. We've previously done tons of international travel. Couldn't do that this year. So it was really fun just like spending hours in the car together, and now we're thinking about getting a camper of our own. I don't know if our cats and our dog will be able to come along with us to all the trips, but this was really cool for me to make, and it's gonna look great on my desk.
It's so cute. I love the personalization you did on that camper. And so I hope you enjoyed seeing my personalization of my little photo frame that I have here. And it was so much fun showing you what it looks like to print on non-proofgrade items too. That's definitely where I tend to lean. My sister comes over all the time and she brings things that she's bought from on the store and she says, oh, I want to add this image to this or this image to this. And she's an artist, so she comes up with the most amazing designs. And I really like being able to bring her ideas to life with her in just a couple minutes, just at home.
And that result was great, Ellen. I love that photo frame that you created. And everybody here, I remember earlier on I promised you some tips and tricks, and I completely forgot to mention this one. So when we're designing something like this that has to interact with something else in the world, like the rod in your closet, it's so easy to switch your material in the Glowforge and print the same design. I'd recommend printing a little quick test on a piece of paper. This is just a piece of card that I had laying around, and I can print this in just a matter of seconds, verify that everything fits just as I like before I commit to using my Proofgrade material.
Super smart. I love that. That is That is a very good material saving and frustration saving tip for everyone. Well, again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had fun printing with us and that you learned a few things. You got some inspiration for things that you might print on your Glowforge, or you're thinking about whether you're going to get one soon. If you are considering getting one, remember there is an exclusive discount. It's available on watch.glowforge.com. Just scroll down a little bit. It's only good till the end of the month, so make sure that you jump on that, and you'll also see that in your inbox from me later today. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.